France just lost its fifth prime minister in less than 2 years. 5 in 24 months. The latest was François Bayrou, ousted in a confidence vote. But this isn't just another political scandal. This is about 3.3 trillion euros of debt that's threatening to bring down Europe's second-largest economy. And when France falls, it could trigger a domino effect across the entire European Union. But before we dive into how this happened, hit that subscribe button. This crisis is moving fast, and you don't want to miss the next update. So how did one of Europe's strongest economies end up on the brink of disaster? Let's start with the numbers. France's public debt currently sits at 114% of GDP. The deficit is at 5.8% of GDP. The European Union has a rule: your deficit can't exceed 3%. France is almost double that limit. And here's the killer. By 2029, France will be paying 100 billion euros per year just in interest on its debt. 100 billion, not paying down the debt, just the interest. So what happened? Rewind to 2020. COVID hits. The French economy cratered. GDP dropped 18.4% between late 2019 and mid-2020. The government responded with massive stimulus packages worth 26% of GDP. Emergency spending to save businesses, protect jobs, keep the economy alive. It worked, sort of. The economy stabilized. But the debt exploded. It jumped from 98% of GDP in 2019 to 114% in 2020. At the time, nobody worried too much. The IMF said focus on growth first, deal with debt later. The bet was simple: massive spending would lead to strong growth, which would make the debt manageable. 2021 looked promising. The economy grew 6.9%. European recovery funds were flowing in. Things seemed under control. Then 2022 arrived, and everything went wrong. OPEC cut oil production, prices spiked, global chip shortage hit manufacturing, and in February, Russia invaded Ukraine. For Europe, this was catastrophic. France and other EU countries cut economic ties with Russia, but those ties ran deep, especially in energy. Gas prices exploded, energy costs soared. The French government stepped in again with subsidies to protect consumers and businesses from inflation. It helped contain inflation better than most EU countries, but it also made the deficit worse, much worse. By 2023, France was spending more as a percentage of GDP than any other EU country. 2/3 of the difference was France's generous welfare system. The Bank of France started sounding alarms: debt too high, growth slowing. In 2022, GDP growth fell to 2.6%, below the EU average. President Emmanuel Macron decided to act. In 2023, he pushed through pension reform, raising the retirement age from 62 to 64 by 2030. His argument: France's population is aging, fewer workers, more retirees. The pension system is unsustainable without reform. The French people hated it. Weeks of strikes, massive protests, even garbage collectors walked off the job. Macron's approval ratings collapsed. Economic growth kept slowing, down to 0.9% in 2023. Then came the 2024 European Parliament elections. The far-right National Rally Party won 31% of the vote. It was a massive rejection of Macron's policies. So Macron made a stunning gamble. He dissolved Parliament and called snap elections. The idea: catch the opposition off guard, force them to prove they can govern, win back control. It backfired spectacularly. The July 2024 parliamentary elections split France three ways: far-right National Rally, left-wing coalition, Macron's centrists, none with enough seats to govern alone. France became ungovernable. Macron appointed Michel Barnier as Prime Minister in September 2024. Barnier lasted 3 months. Then came François Bayrou in December 2024. Bayrou's mission: fix the deficit. His plan was brutal: cut 43.8 billion euros by 2026, 80% from spending cuts, freeze public sector hiring, suspend pension increases, eliminate 2 public holidays including Easter Monday. The left and right united against him. In September 2025, Bayrou's government fell in a confidence vote, 364 to 194. Then things got truly bizarre. Sébastien Lecornu was appointed prime minister. His government lasted less than 24 hours, the shortest-lived government in modern French history. Lecornu tried again, this time suspending Macron's 2023 pension reform to win socialist support. It worked temporarily, but the damage was done. The financial markets were watching, and they didn't like what they saw. In September 2025, French 10-year bond yields surpassed Greece. Yes, Greece. The country that nearly destroyed the euro in 2011. Investors now consider France a riskier bet than Greece, Portugal and Spain. Countries that were once called the periphery of Europe are now safer than France. Then came the rating agencies. Fitch downgraded France from AA to A+. Standard and Poor's followed. Moody's maintained its rating but put France on negative outlook, signaling more downgrades ahead. Their concerns were identical: political instability, rising debt, and the suspension of pension reform. And here's where it gets scary. France's finance minister warned in August 2025 that IMF intervention is a risk that is in front of us. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund, the organization that bails out failing economies. That would be humiliating for France, one of the world's major economies. IMF assistance comes with harsh conditions: forced austerity, external control over budgets, loss of sovereignty. Some economists are now comparing France to Greece in 2011, when bond yields spiked and the country nearly collapsed. But is it really that bad? The pessimists think so. Philippe Sechertin, director of the Institute of High Finance in Paris, compared France's economy to a dam. It looks solid on the surface, but the foundation is eroding underneath. Without urgent action, it could collapse. The optimists argue France isn't there yet. ECB President Christine Lagarde said the situation isn't as dire as the headlines suggest. France's debt-to-GDP ratio is lower than several other European countries. The economy is still growing, even if slowly. But everyone agrees, France must fix its finances. The problem is, nobody knows how. Any government that proposes serious cuts gets voted out. Any government that doesn't propose cuts loses credibility with markets. It's a trap, and the clock is ticking. Presidential elections are scheduled for 2027. Polls suggest the far-right National Rally could win. If they take power, they've promised to reverse austerity measures and increase spending. That would send debt soaring even higher. But here's what really matters. France isn't just France. It's the anchor of the European Union. If France collapses, the entire European project is at risk. The euro could come under pressure. Other heavily indebted countries could face crises. The EU could fracture. Remember Germany's problems? Now imagine France imploding at the same time. The two largest Eurozone economies in crisis simultaneously. That's not a recession. That's a systemic collapse. And this is happening while Trump threatens to abandon Europe, while Russia wages war in Ukraine, while China expands its influence. Europe's moment of maximum vulnerability. So what happens next? 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. France implements painful reforms. A stable government emerges, slashes spending, raises taxes, and brings debt under control over 5 to 10 years. Growth eventually returns. Crisis averted. Probability low. French politics are too fractured. Any government that tries gets toppled. Scenario 2. Muddling through. France limps along with temporary governments, minimal reforms, slow growth, and rising debt. No catastrophic collapse, but gradual decline. Living standards stagnate. Probability high. It's the path of least resistance. Scenario 3. Full crisis. Markets lose confidence completely. Bond yields spike to unsustainable levels. France can't refinance its debt. IMF intervention required. Austerity imposed from outside. Social unrest explodes. Probability? Medium-low. Still unlikely, but no longer unthinkable. What's certain is that the France of 5 years ago, stable and prosperous, is gone. The political system is broken. The debt is out of control. and time is running out. Bayrou's final words to Parliament were prophetic. You have the power to bring down governments, but you cannot erase reality. The reality is simple. France is drowning in debt, and unless something changes soon, it's taking Europe down with it. If this changed how you see Europe's future, subscribe, comment with your prediction. Will France stabilize or collapse? Because when both France and Germany are in trouble, Europe is in serious danger. See you next time.